Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are definitely looking at a pretty wet start here this morning so far for that morning commute. So brace yourselves for some wet roadways and even a little bit of ice here, mainly to the north. We'll get to that in a second. 34 degrees here in La Crosse. Feel like temperatures at 30 degrees. Visibility is dropping here just a tad at around 4 miles thanks to that heavy rain that continues to move north. Meanwhile, you folks in Eau Claire, 31 degrees, a feel like temperature of 23 degrees. Conditions for the most part are looking clear, but looking a little bit wet and icy now here on some of those roadways and sidewalks. 4 mile visibilities here now in your neck of the woods. Now we are watching over the last 6 hours the precipitation that continues to move towards the north. It really started here overnight and now really coming in here across the area as we progress throughout the morning. Most of the heavier rain was mainly focused down to the south around the vicinity of Mount Sterling and into Viroqua and also southern La Crosse County here especially, but it does look like some of this is beginning to mix though the further north you go as temperatures continue to drop. Meanwhile, across our northern communities such as Eau Claire, still looking at some of those precipitation mixes here in the form of mainly freezing rain and ice that continues to drift its way towards the north. We have winter weather advisories that are currently in effect anywhere that you see highlighted in blue from Pepin County east into Trempealeau County. This does not include La Crosse County though. Monroe County into Adams and Juneau County, you're under this winter weather advisory until noon today. Meanwhile, across our northern zones, we are looking at winter storm warnings in effect until 6 p.m. and that's because here we're looking at a combination of both snow and ice here accumulations as well. For you folks in Jackson County, you're also under this winter storm warning, but this is going to expire a little bit earlier here for you today at around noon this afternoon. So as we widen out the view, you can see that we are still dealing with this low pressure system positioned just off to our southwest, and that's spawning a lot of rain showers and also snow showers and a combination of mix here across the upper Midwest. There was some severe weather here associated with this system yesterday across the south central plains, but it's moved east now. So now we're looking at rain and storms here on the south end of the system that we're going to continue to monitor. But as for us, we're dealing with a combination of rain and winter mix. The rain will continue to move in from the south and affect the majority of us, but across our northern counties, we're going to be dealing with that snow and or ice here across the area this morning. By around 9 o'clock, it's still going to continue here for much of the area. Same spots dealing with the snow and rain to the north and ice. Meanwhile, us here across our southern and central communities mainly still dealing with rain. By noon, we start to see this taper here a little bit, but across our northern communities, still dealing with some heavy rain and a little bit of ice and freezing rain here as well. This will really continue through at least the early afternoon hours. This explains why that winter storm warning is going to go until 6, because we're still dealing with a lot of that messy weather here to the north through at least those late afternoon to early evening hours. Now, as we head towards 8 o'clock, I do expect gradual improvement here. In fact, we're going to be much drier here across portions of the area, and we can say the same thing here as we head into tonight. Now, ice tracker showing that we will be looking at nearly 1/10 of an inch of ice that could be picked up in Eau Claire here throughout the day today, and you can see the majority of the ice accumulation contours are mainly focused well to the north, while the rest of us probably won't see a whole lot, maybe a trace if anything. Same can be said for snow. The majority of the snow will be mainly to the north, around 1 to 2 inches, locally higher totals. The rest of us mainly dealing with around a trace of snow, if not less. Here's a check now on your 8-day forecast. Much drier conditions for tomorrow, high of 40. Chance of snow showers for Wednesday from our next system moving through. Looking at cloudy skies throughout the rest of this week, also heading into the weekend and early next week. Highs into the 30s and 40s, lows in the teens and 20s.